end of November. I know there was the last week of November before the start of a glorious and wonderful time of the year. The time of the year where there's magic in the air. There is hot chocolate in my hands at all times. Enough sugar in my blood to give me diabetes. That's right, folks. I'm talking about the holiday season. The Christmas season. We are heading into, that wonderful time of the year. But before I get into that, there is an elephant in the room we have to discuss. Or should I say, a stuffing-filled elephant in the room. That's right, folks. You know exactly what I'm hinting at. I'm hinting at Thanksgiving. Now, I know, yes, I know that I am Canadian and Thanksgiving for me was in October. And I know that I forgot to make an episode on Thanksgiving in October. And I know that I should have made an episode. And I know that turkey sucks. And I know that I missed the cranberry bout. But guess what, motherfuckers? Guess what? If I am not wrong, tomorrow, November 28th, is American Thanksgiving. So guess what? At the end of the day, I didn't miss my chance to, give my annoying hot takes and ask some serious hard-hitting questions about this interesting and ludicrous, but also fascinating holiday that is Thanksgiving. It is me, your host, Nav Walia, and you're listening to a brand new episode of Quarter Life Chit Chat, and today is all about Thanksgiving. More importantly, I will be asking my listeners, aka you, some serious questions that I have gathered over the 14 years I've been living in Canada and have witnessed the Western culture. I really need your guys' help, okay? I'm not joking. I have asked these questions to everywhere, and nobody has given any answers. And today, I'm going to be asking you all these hard-hitting questions and really looking at Thanksgiving with the hard lens that it really deserves. Okay? For this episode, I'm going to be focusing on Thanksgiving so hard, like how a dad focuses on watching an NFL game with a beer in his hand, screaming that he can do a better job if he was on the field. I'm going to be focusing so hard like a mom focuses on the receipt after going grocery shopping from Walmart just to make sure she wasn't overcharged. So without further ado, let's gobble this up and let's get this episode going, okay? Now first off, in the most typical Thanksgiving fashion, my question is, why are we so thankful for turkey? Because every goddamn turkey I have ever tasted has been dry. What is happening here? I am really curious. You see, in my life, I've been invited to 4 Thanksgivings. One, when I got to Canada in 2011, my uncle had a Thanksgiving. 2, my mom's friend invited us to her house for Thanksgiving in 2014. The 3rd Thanksgiving being 2 years ago when I was invited to my aunt's Thanksgiving in Victoria. And the last one being Christmas 2022. Now, you see how I said Thanksgiving in Christmas 2022? Yeah, I'm going to get to that later, so just remember that for now. But for now, I need you to focus on the fact that why turkey is so fucking dry. I ask this question every single year to all my white friends, all my other friends, all my colleagues at work and everything. Why is turkey so dry? But more importantly, why do we keep making it and everybody keeps eating it if it's always dry? You see, the best answer I have ever received was, dude, you gotta use gravy, man. And you listening right now might be like, dude, turkey's not that dry. You use gravy, it's great. Gravy's lit. Listen, I fucking love gravy too. Gravy's top tier. But you see how you have to dunk your meat like how fucking Kobe dunks basketballs into a goddamn gravy? Really solidifies the idea that the meat itself is dry, right? You get that, right? The next question I have about goddamn Thanksgiving is for all the cooks out there, the people that are the main cooks in their household, the people that make Thanksgiving food, whether from scratch or whatever, that they're the primary chef making Thanksgiving dinner. This question is for you, okay? How much does your heart break when you spend, let's say, 5 to 6 hours making Thanksgiving dinner and everybody's done in under 30 minutes? Does it break your heart? Does it not seem outrageous that you spent a whole day in the kitchen, chopping up vegetables, defiling a fucking turkey, which I'm going to get to, by the way, and just to see your whole family member eat in 20 minutes and say, that was good, and now you have a stack of fucking dishes to clean up. It sounds horrendous to me. I'm not joking. I feel like if I spent a whole day cooking and I presented food to my family and they finished up in under 20 minutes, or 20 minutes, I think it is time to get new family members. I'm gonna be honest. My parents will be sold on Craigslist or traded in for new set of parents. But, there is some beauty. There is some beauty and some love to make a dinner for your family. Spend fucking hours to make an amazing dinner and present to the family and have them enjoy the delicious food you've made with care and with love. That is beautiful. See, that is beautiful for me. What isn't beautiful is, why is everybody defiling the fucking turkey? What is happening there, man? I have concerns and some questions. You see, when I was 11, and it was my first Thanksgiving ever. I grew up in India. We don't have Thanksgiving there. The only thanks we give is to God for basically everything, because I grew up in a religious household. When I got to Canada, it was October. My uncle had a Thanksgiving dinner. In the kitchen, I went, and I saw him with his hands covered in butter, okay, like he's about to wrestle some fucking, European fat kid in goddamn Europe, in Romania or some shit, and he literally was pulling the skin off the turkey a little bit and shoving his hands underneath the skin of the turkey. That is gross. I am not joking. That image of him shoving butter under the skin of the turkey is so vivid in my mind. It's like, how a fat kid would remember being bullied? That's how vivid that image is in my mind. Why are we doing that? Now, again, I've asked multiple people over the years, hey man, why are we shoving heaps of fucking butter under the goddamn skin of the turkey? And everybody says, it's to keep it moist, Nav. We gotta keep the turkey moist. Motherfuckers, you realize that if you need fuck ton of fat to keep a goddamn meat moist, newsflash, that's a shit grade meat, right? We get that, right? Actually, it doesn't even fucking matter, because even if you try to keep the turkey moist, it will always come out dry. It'd be one thing that, people were like, okay, we gotta just shove a little bit of flavored butter under the skin to keep things moist. That's enough. That's enough defiling the turkey. No. People go one step too far. Why the fuck are people stuffing shit inside the turkey? Okay, why do we do that? I'm genuinely curious. You see, I've seen so many goddamn YouTube videos of, people making Thanksgiving dinner and all this, and everybody takes stuffing or, breadcrumbs with, a bunch of shit, and they shove it inside the turkey and they cook it. Why are we defiling the turkey that much, man? That poor bird had a goddamn life, and now its dead body is being defiled, and I cannot comprehend that statement. So can somebody please explain to me, why do we shove stuffing into the turkey? And what is the difference between stuffing and dressing? Because I've been told by some of my friends that they do not shove anything up the turkey, and the other people are told we do shove things up the turkey. But apparently dressing and stuffing is different. What does that mean? Because I was under the impression that dressing is something you glaze on top, like salad dressing or something. But apparently the stuffing is the same thing as dressing. So what is happening here? Also, the next question I have is salmonella. See, when you shove stuff up the turkey, as poultry, it has salmonella. How is the stuffing not getting goddamn ridden with bacteria? Are people that are celebrating Thanksgiving every year immune to salmonella? Is that what's happening? I don't understand. I need these answers. I need these fucking answers. On the theme of being I don't understand it, I want to talk about goddamn cranberry. You see, I firmly believe that the wonderful Western people, white people, mostly, because most of the fucking Western society is white, I firmly believe they've given us some great things. I really do. I really do. As a Canadian, as a person living in North America, insulin, top tier thing. Top tier contribution that the Western society has made to the goddamn world. My question is, what motherfucker was it that was like, hey guys, I found these weird ass red berries in the forest. They are so tangy and disgusting. I think these are going to be top tier. And then they made cranberry sauce. Why? I'm genuinely curious. What the fuck is happening here? Cranberry sauce. Which motherfucker was it that was like, you know what would go so well with this dog shit dry ass meat? Some insanely tangy and sour berries. What is that? What is that? Okay. Secondly, why are people, spending hours in the kitchen making turkey, entrees and all that jazz, only to then use cranberry from a fucking can? Like, explain to me how one can spend hours making these wonderfully delicious and intricate dishes for Thanksgiving dinner only to then shit the bed with cranberry sauce that's out of a can. That's like going on a date with Margot Robbie, the actress from Wolf of Wall Street, yet when you get to a date, you find out the Margot Robbie you're on a date with is a jacked up Australian gym bro who only eats kangaroo meat to maintain his gains. And all he says on the date is, yo mate, I like the shrimp on the Barbie, innit? Fuck, I should never do accents. That was actually so bad. That was such a bad fucking Australian accent. I'm pretty sure halfway through it got British. But don't let that defer you from what I'm trying to say. Why is cranberry sauce on the goddamn turkey dinner plate? But you know what? Let's take a step away from turkey and the dog shit cranberry and the insane amount of butter you need to somewhat make a fucking meat be moist. I want to talk about the dishes that come with the main meal. I'm talking about the green bean casserole, the fucking mashed potatoes. I'm talking about the yam mash. I'm talking about, candied yams, like with marshmallow on top? I'm curious. Okay, story time real quick. In 2022, my aunt invited me to Thanksgiving at her place, right? And she had candied yams, so it was yams that were like sliced, baked in like brown sugar and butter, and had like a little bit of marshmallows on top and like toasted. She had mashed potatoes, she had green beans, she had Brussels sprouts, and like a couple other things, and obviously, turkey and dog shit ass cranberry sauce. Now, my concern is this. You see, cooking yams in brown sugar and butter sounds delicious. Putting marshmallow on it sounds fucking delicious. You take a bite of it, it's sweet, it's buttery, it's delicious, and it's yum yum. But why the fuck are we eating some complex carb goddamn dessert for fucking dinner with a goddamn dry ass meat? Explain that to me. Who came up with sweet candied yams? And why is that a thing? Think about it for 1 minute. Just think about it for 1 minute. Sweet candied yams. Does that sound like a fucking appetizer to eat with meat? Or does that sound like a wonderful dessert? It's perplexing. But more importantly, what in the goddamn shit ass is fucking green bean casserole? What is that? I thought casseroles are something that, wives in the 1950s and 60s made in the Midwest America. But apparently not. It's literally everywhere. It's a goddamn epidemic, okay? And it comes out on Thanksgiving. It's literally, for all the viewers who don't know what green bean casserole is, which I highly doubt that you don't know, it's literally green beans that are cooked in what I'm going to assume heavy cream with some salt and pepper in a deep dish. Who the fuck likes green beans, man? Green beans are like less shittier but more dog shit version of asparagus, and nobody likes asparagus anyways. But, I get it. There's some traditional things. I get that, sweet candied yams is traditional, and I get green bean casserole is traditional to support and remember the wives in Midwest America in the 1400s or 1940s, whatever the fucks. I will not understand why there's always one dish that is fucking dog shit. I know exactly that every single one of you listening can understand what I'm saying. On every Thanksgiving, there's always a dish that your nosy aunt or your fucking dickhead uncle or your weird ass brother brings to Thanksgiving. There's always one dish and it's just so dog shit. It's always dog shit. And that dish for me is Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts sucks. Okay, I'm just gonna throw it out there. I remember watching a video last year. It was Kevin Hart saying his dish on Thanksgiving dinner is Brussels sprouts. And in that moment, Kevin Hart was dead to me for saying insane shit like this. I just had to cut him out of my life. Now, You might be wondering, okay, Nav, if you think Brussels sprouts are so dog shit, what do you think is the best dish? None. None of it. Nothing on a goddamn Thanksgiving dinner is good. It's not. Turkey's dry as fuck. Mashed potatoes is always going to be fucking mashed potatoes. Okay, stop hyping up mashed potatoes. On the worst case scenario, they're just some lumpy dog shits. On the best case scenario, there's so much butter in mashed potatoes, they don't even taste like potatoes. You're just eating butter. Bro, just eat some fucking butter, man. And stop selling it to me by calling it mashed potatoes. That's what mashed potatoes are. And then you got candied yams, which, because they're so sweet and they just don't go anything with the savory, they shouldn't. It's a hate crime. Those are a fucking hate crime. And maybe, I have a little bit harsher stand on candied yams because when I had them on the Thanksgiving that I celebrated on Christmas Day 2022, wink wink, I'm gonna come back to this, they were legitimately, I'm pretty sure, were fucking raw. I don't know what my aunt or whoever the fuck cooked that, but I shit you not, people, I bit into one and it literally snapped in my mouth. And in that moment, I looked around my family and one of my aunt goes, "Oh my god, Nav, do you like the candied yams?" And I said, "Mm-hmm." And you might be wondering, wow, Nav, you're so nice lying to your family to, be a good person and not critique the food. No. I said, mm-hmm, because I had decided that it is now time to execute a family member from my life. That's right. I said, mm-hmm, because I knew I have to cut one of these motherfuckers out of my life permanently. Because of the goddamn hate crime of making me eat a goddamn raw fucking yam with some shit-ass marshmallow on it, okay? But moving on with everything on Thanksgiving dinner being dog shit, let's take a pin out for 1 minute from the notion I projected earlier, which was me having Thanksgiving on Christmas Day in 2022. Remember I said earlier in the episode, hey, I'm going to come back to this, and now I'm coming back to it. Now you might be wondering, what does Nav mean by Thanksgiving on Christmas Day? Well, this is what I mean. Christmas is a wonderful festival, right? Christmas has its own identity and is actually enjoyable and fun compared to fucking Thanksgiving. My question is just this. With the two festivals being so separate in literally 2 different months and literally having their own agenda, their own culture, their own, necessary social values and all that jazz, why the fuck is Christmas dinner and Thanksgiving dinner in this goddamn fucking continent the same? Every year I've been told from my friends, my colleagues, about, their Thanksgiving and their Christmas dinner, and I shit you not, it's always the fucking same. Every Christmas, there's always turkey, there's always candied yams, there's always green bean casserole, there's some fucking shit-ass cake, and there'll be stuffing or dressing or whatever the fucks, and it's always turkey, and it's the same whole thing with cranberry sauce and buttload of gravy. Explain it. Are we celebrating 2 Thanksgivings? I am confused. Okay, I thought 2 festivals, 2 different dinners, or 2 different types of things, but it's the same thing. So are we celebrating Thanksgiving twice? Or is Thanksgiving just about eating turkey? What is it? Help me understand. Help my brown immigrant ass understand the culture, because until I figure this out, I really don't think that my brown ass can become true maple ass by becoming full-on Canadian. I'm hoping y'all can answer these questions. DM me your answers, DM me your thoughts. And on that note, I appreciate you so much for listening to this episode of Core Life Chit Chat. I appreciate every single one of you listening. If you're celebrating Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. I hope it's a wonderful day. Make sure you tune in next week for a brand new episode, because we're now heading into my time of the year. My favorite season, Christmas. So there's going to be a lot of Christmas content to come. Thank you so much for listening. Hasta la vista. Bye-bye.